a good ways into the season at this point, Tim, and most of the quality teams now have found their flow, don't you think?
Yeah, I think, Kevin, lineups for the most part are set. Rotations have found their way for coaching staffs. You know exactly how you're going to try to play every night. The teams that are struggling to this point probably have some bigger issues behind the scenes.
But you can have the same names on the jersey, but every season, am I right, is different.
Every locker room is different, every supporting cast, and even the vibe of every season has a different feel to it.
And the starting group for the Spurs. Mitchell Robinson out there with Markkanen. Then there's Batum. Then it's Sadiq Bey. And it's Cunningham in at the 1 spot. Now here's Batum. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Markkanen from outside. Washington with the rebound. Here's McDaniel. Outside, Smart. Beyond the arc. Good on the three-point shot.
And this is where Houston is at his best. So good at just catching and shooting.
Smart against Cunningham. Robinson sets a screen for Cunningham. San Antonio needs to get off a shot here. They get it back. Tries again. Comes out of the gate empty. He's 0 for 1. Right now, let's take a moment here to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Ryan Keefe had a few moments to share with me. We talked about Lauri Markkanen, and I asked him how he wanted his players to guard him tonight. And he said, we can't afford to lose sight of him out on the perimeter because he's a big that can really shoot it, especially when he's operating in the pick and roll. It'll be interesting to see how Markkanen fares against them in this one. Back to you.
We appreciate it, Allie. Thank you. With a pause in the action, let's show you the teams that were best from the line last season. In fourth, the Spurs.
And last year, this team was so composed at the line, they would love to repeat that success.
Wizards have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Pass to Houston from outside the arc. Rebound San Antonio, coming off that loss against the Timberwolves.
Yeah, so close in that one, but that's of no solace to the players. They played their hearts out.
Look, I know it's easier said than done, but you've got to just move on. You can't dwell on it and let it affect the next performance.
Cunningham's shot is off.
And they're 1 of 5 to start this game. Just really haven't gotten into a flow offensively.
A nice shot by McDaniel.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
That is a quality look. You can't do it much better than that.
And so the timeout taken here by Ime Udoka. Coach needs a moment to talk things over. We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. Outside, Batum. And here is Bey. Back to Markkanen. Shot clock at 5. Here's Cunningham. And he can't stop this drought. Another miss. Wizards leading by 4. Pass to Houston. This one for 3. Rebound San Antonio. Robinson's got 4 rebounds in this game. Bay passes to Cunningham. Batum with the 3. Carroll with the rebound. Washington's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. It's tipped. Stolen by Robinson. And oh, here we go. Batum's got it. Galloping the fast break chance. Over in the corner, Cunningham. Back to Batum. Three-pointer, Markkanen. And it's Hassan Whiteside with the rebound. Whiteside's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Pass to Houston. A 3. Rebound San Antonio.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
And here's Cunningham. Outside, Batum. Clock at 6. Back to Cunningham. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. And Washington making a change here. Williams is checked in. San Antonio also making some changes. Griffin's checked in for Lauri Markkanen. Harris comes in for Saddiq Bey. And it's Harper in for Nicholas Batum. Now here's Smart. Nothing on the board. Pass to Houston. Fires the 3. Griffin grabs the board.
Nothing going his way this quarter offensively. Time to recalibrate.
Here's Cunningham. Money from the wing.
And I like how composed Cunningham is. Lets the game and his shots come to him.
Whiteside, a screen on Cunningham. Pass to Houston. Good, and Smart gets the assist. Houston's got his second basket of the night.
Yeah, that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, and that's the effectiveness of the two-man game right there.
Williams passes to Whiteside. Nice pass. Right into the rack perfectly for the layup.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Spurs trail by 7. Outside Harper. A minute 20 left to play in the first quarter. Harris kicks to Cunningham. Shot clock at 6. Robinson a screen on Smart. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Cunningham's got 5 points so far.
And you see that one motion shot. Cunningham very consistent from distance.
Fires for 3. And again, Washington with the triple.
And I like the back and forth here, showing confidence from Rain.
Yeah, he was so ready to answer that. These teams are just battling.
Now, here's Cunningham. 14 points from him the last game against Minnesota. Griffin kicks to Cunningham. Over Smart. Cunningham's shot is off.
Oh, and he's a very good mid-range shooter, but the defense was all over him there, making that a very difficult shot.
Here's Smart. Buries the long-range jumper. Houston's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Yeah, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Here's Cunningham, and here's Harper from the arc. That one's off. He starts the game with a miss. Smart deciding where to go with it. Williams, that's a 2-pointer. And so it's the Washington Wizards with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. Their defense has been terrific in this game. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for Washington.
Well, they haven't wasted any time getting into a groove from deep, putting up and hitting a healthy amount of three-pointers thus far.
Another highlight for them has been their early ball movement, making quick, decisive passes to set up guys for great looks.
On the floor for San Antonio, we've got Griffin. Harper is out there with Joe Harris. Then there's Jamal McGlure. And it's Bay in at the 3 spot. Here's Gill. This is the most they've led by 13 points. Up and in on the layup.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Well, the way this game is going, I'm actually not surprised it was that easy for him.
Now here's Bay. Hasn't made one yet. Misses the 3. And Greg, what stands out most about Donovan Mitchell's game?
I think it's his consistency. He's a fearsome scorer pretty much since he set foot in the league. And with his pull-up game, he can get his shot off against anyone.
And San Antonio has possession following the bucket by the Wizards.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
Wizards passing it around. Pass to Turner. Down low, Harper with the steal. Out on his own on the break. Finished off the break.
And running with a full head of steam, but completely under control.
In this league, you run whenever you can. It's so much easier to score in transition.
Here's Richard. And that one's good. Gill.
Well, he was cold in that first quarter. Now it's great to see him flip that switch and start getting hot here.
And so the timeout taken here by Ime Udoka. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. Check in for San Antonio. While we have the chance, we like to reveal the list of the past month's best fast break teams in the NBA. Number 5, the Spurs.
I mean, it's about the pace they played with here offensively. They don't look like they're showing any signs of slowing down.
Knocked loose. Stolen by Smart, and here's the fast break. Carroll leading the way. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. And a look now at San Antonio's upcoming schedule. On Thursday, they'll head back home to host the Miami Heat. And then on Friday, the Houston Rockets will come into town.
And for their matchup with Orlando, that's a contest that I'm keeping an eye on. Early on, you love to see games like that one, which should be full of interesting matchups.
Now here's Bay. Still yet to score. A three-pointer is right on target. You know, the pregame routine is something I know you embraced, and we see that with guys like Curry and Durant. We've heard a lot about what they do. What was the most important part of your pregame regimen, Tim?
Well, you know, Kevin, for me, I was really going to be judged based on catch-and-shoot percentages. Can I get off threes and can I make threes? So for me, it was all about high-volume three-point shooting before the game, getting comfortable from every spot on the floor where I may get a shot.
And same routine every game?
every game, same thing, and I made sure, of course, I finished on that make.
Wow.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Pass to Houston. Lets it go with the three. Good, and Smart gets the assist. Houston's got 12.
Bottom line, you need shooters on your team who can space the floor.
Yeah, that's how you create that spacing, and that will open up a lot of options offensively.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Yeah, just going back and forth, it is really competitive out there.
And Brian Keefe wants a timeout. Coach is going to talk some things over with the team. Might be seeing something to adjust. Robinson's checked in for Jamal McGlory. Pass to Houston. Here's McDaniel. 7 points in the game. Whiteside sets the pick for Smart. Wow, through the contact, and that three almost went in, so he'll go to the line for 3 free throws.
First team foul.
And some of what Smart gives his team doesn't always show up in the stat sheet, but he makes plays that help you win.
3 shots.
That free throw missing. Turner's checked in for McDaniel. Markkanen, he's checked in for the Spurs. Batum comes in for Saddiq Bey. And the second free throw, good. And he nails the third. So, Tim, in the past, it's always been accepted that the veteran-laden teams would have an edge. But I don't know if we're seeing that as much now. What do you think?
Well, I think you used to see a lot more continuity with rosters across a number of years. But nowadays, much shorter contracts means you have teams that evolve and change more regularly than ever before.
Almost feels like you got to be more nimble as a franchise than ever before.
You absolutely have to have much more forethought because you keep these groups together for a shorter period of time.
Harper's shot's good.
Strong footwork from the rookie. Harper able to get the better of the defense there.
Pass to Turner. The tray. Good, and Smart gets the assist. Smart's got 5 assists in the game.
Pushing the action, getting others involved. He does it time and time again.
That is just beautiful ball movement. Unselfish basketball.
Now Smart after Lowry Markkanen misses from long range. Here's Houston. Right side, a screen on Harper. Here's Houston. And Washington again with the bucket.
Dead-eye shooting from them this quarter.
Spurs trail by 21. Cunningham looking it over. Cunningham on the wing. Robinson sets a screen for Cunningham. A three-pointer, no good.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Outside, Smart. Turner for three. And the Wizards hit again from deep.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Back to Cunningham. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Harper. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own. Harper's got 7 points for the quarter. And so it's Smart who brings up the ball for the Wizards. The biggest lead of the game was 24 points. Here's Houston. Pass to Carroll. Here's Houston. He's guarded by Harper. Right side a screen. There's the triple. Batum grabs the miss. Cunningham against Smart. Now, here's Cunningham. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And so it's Washington sitting at a 21-point lead to end the quarter. A look at the field goal percentage numbers tells the story of what tough defense they're playing today. Back right after this.
Howdy, folks. The moment you've been waiting for is here. Before we recap the first half, let's see what the standings look like in the East.
Well, right now for Washington, guess they're playing decent, remaining somewhat competitive. Just feel like this team is stuck right now, unable to get to the next level, searching for the answers.
And now, how about that first half? Talk about a dominating display for the Wizards.
Their three-point shooting, wow. I didn't get a math degree, but I didn't go to Shack University either. I do know a little thing about threes.
Yeah, Kenny, I heard you applied to Shack University. Denied.
And that's a halftime wrap. Let's get back to the second half with the call by Kevin Harlan and the crew.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. Wizards leading by 21. They've got Damari Carroll out there. McDaniel is out there with Whiteside. Then it's Marcus Smart. And it's Houston at the two guard. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc. It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Well, getting a high percentage look right out of the locker room to start the second half. Exactly what they were looking for.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Now, here's Markkanen. Still without a basket. That's a 2 from Cunningham. Washington with the rebound.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Outside, Smart. The 3. And it's hauled in by Lowry Markkanen. The Spurs shooting about 35% from the floor. Not much falling for them. Cunningham dishes to Batum. Robinson sets a screen for Cunningham. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So one free throw coming up.
And that's something Cunningham takes pride in. Sharp read with that 10-point pass.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
Mitchell Robinson, shooting 1.
One shot.
Tim, you once led the NBA in three-point percentage, and in my mind's eye, I can see almost every shot. You were terrific shooting the long ball.
Well, Kevin, I don't want to show my age, but do you know, after 4 years of high school and 2 years of college, making 25-foot-2s, I finally had a three-point line going into my junior year, and I'm just glad I had a three-point line for my entire NBA career.
Yeah, it's a tough transition to make to stretch out and go those extra couple feet.
No doubt. I was not ready to make NBA level threes when I first came out of college. A year overseas really helped me gain strength, and finally I found my rhythm in the NBA.
With a break in the action, we go to the 2K leaderboard. See the teams that excelled at slowing the pace down a campaign ago. Number 5, the Spurs.
I mean, they held opponents to so few points that it allowed them to win games even when their offense wasn't clicking.
And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Bay with the screen for Cunningham. Off target from outside.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
If he can just make a couple of buckets, though, this can all be put in his rearview mirror.
Here's Houston. Pass to Whiteside. Outside, Smart. Clock at 4. Carroll kicks to Smart. From outside, off the mark. And it's Cunningham with the ball for the Spurs. They'll be playing host to Miami for the next game. And that's the first game in a string of 3 straight at home. Floats one. Markkanen inside the line. Rebounded by the Wizards. Whiteside's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Houston, the pass to Smart. Pass to Houston. Good, and Smart gets the assist. Houston's got 11 points here in just the second half.
So his efficiency throughout this game has really been something, and his team has been able to succeed in large part because of it.
Now, here's Batum. Cunningham outside. Robinson a screen on Smart. Cunningham. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
And it just feels like his poor shooting has been contagious to his entire team as they find themselves trailing.
Here's Houston. And a miss there on the triple. Spurs have gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the third. Bay kicks to Batum. Pass to Robinson to end the cold streak. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. Wizards have gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. Here's Houston from downtown. Robinson pulls it in. Robinson's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Batum finds Cunningham. Back to Batum. Cunningham outside. Robinson sets a screen for Cunningham. Once again off the mark by San Antonio.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Here's Houston, defended by Batum. Here's Whiteside, rebounded by the Spurs. Robinson's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. It's stolen by Carroll. To the paint. Houston, the pass to Whiteside. And it's slammed in by Whiteside.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
What a great sequence. You gotta love the effort. That's big time.
San Antonio calls timeout. For Washington, Nick Richards. He's checked in for Whiteside. Williams comes in for McDaniel. Gill is checked in for Damari Carroll. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Marcus Smart. .137 left in the third quarter. They set the pick. Here's Buffkin. Again, the miss by the Spurs. And it's Washington's ball. They're on a 13-5 run here. You know, Tim, one thing you hear about Cade Cunningham is his leadership skills.
Yeah, Kevin, he is very mature and unselfish. While this team definitely revolves around his play, he doesn't make it all about himself. And that is the difference.
San Antonio's gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession.
Possession to San Antonio.
Let's now take a look at some league leaders with the rundown of the best passing big men in the NBA over the past month. Blake Griffin is second.
It takes a tremendous feel for the game to be able to make the passes these big guys are capable of making out of the low post.
Yeah, having a big guy who can create for others used to be a luxury, but now it's a requirement, and it makes your offense that much harder to defend.
Wizards making a switch here. Turner's checked in. Griffin sets the screen for Clarkson. 6 to shoot. Augustine with the steal. And here we go, the Wizards fast break. Turner for 3. 34 seconds left in the third. Back to Richards. And it's Griffin with the rebound.
The defense doing just enough there to affect that shot.
Harper in the corner. Shot's good. Griffin making the play. That's 10 points for Dylan Harper.
Still a developing part of Harper's game. When he's hitting from deep, Dylan is really tough to guard.
Pass to Williams. The shot from the low post is good.
That's just a smart play right there. The right pass to a ready shooter.
For 3, Harris. And And no good on the last-second attempt this time. And so it's Washington in complete command. Their lead at 28 points going into the break. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. And we'll be right back after this. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Well, coaches love unselfishness, and this is exactly what they're referring to.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. On the floor for San Antonio, starting the fourth quarter, we've got Mayo. He's out there with Harper. Griffin is out there with Bay. And it's Banton in at the 4 slot. And here's Augustine. O.J. Mayo getting it to go from deep. Richards passes to Augustine. Now here's Mayo. Plenty of space. Yep, it counts.
And this is why Griffin is so valuable to his team. Always willing to share the rock.
Now Harper. There's the 3. Rebound, Washington. Richards got his 4th rebound in this one. And it's out of bounds to the Wizards as Washington retains possession.
Well, it's a miracle that pass wasn't picked off. Instead, it goes out of bounds.
Washington making some changes. Williams, he's checked in for Bruno Fernando. And it's Thornton in for Evan Turner. The Spurs also changing it up. Jamal McGlure, he's checked in for Delano Banton. And Matisse Thybulle subbed in for O.J. Mayo. Now here is Augustine. Williams, a screen on Harper. Inside. And finished off by Williams.
And that's exactly the type of pass we expect from a guy with his vision.
San Antonio's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Griffin kicks to Bay. From the arc. And he's good on the 3-ball.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
Wizards leading by 22. On the wing, Williams. Pass to Augustine.
What's the rule? Get the perimeter. Shot. Switch shot. Gil.
You know what's up. Yo, match up on Cade.
Woo!
Don't wait.
Hey, watch Turner.
Watch the
Step out. Pick.
Grab it.
Kick it out.
You know what's up.
Hey, yo.
Get ready to run.
Hey, D up on Cunningham.
Oh, come on. That's right. Let's go.
The ball.
And going through their pregame warm-ups. Welcome everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for this NBA presentation. Hi everyone, I'm Brian Anderson alongside Grant Hill and Clark Kellogg. Our reporter is Allie LaForce. A look at Indiana's starting group. They've got Jaylen Brown. Dante Exum is out there with Dwight Howard. And it's Varejao in at the power forward position. Now here's Exum. Shot clock at 6. Driving to the basket. Here's Howard. And it's Howard finishing it off.
You got to make a quick decision after you set the screen, and Dwight Howard knows exactly when to roll after the screen.
Outside Ingram from deep. Indiana with a rebound. This game against Toronto is the first time they've met this year. Here's Verjao. Pass to Brown. Ooh, excellent D there from Barnes.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt. And guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
As a team, when you're trying to construct your best lineups, what are you looking for, Grant?
You know, I think balance is probably number one. Each lineup has to have enough defense and offense. Otherwise, you're just vulnerable.
Here's Verjao. The Raptors making their last shot. Brown can't hit. And SGA has got the ball here for the Raptors. And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
I caught up with Coach Darko Rajakovic. We discussed the challenge of defending Luka Doncic specifically in the pick and roll. Coach wasn't afraid to voice his concerns. He said, quote, that's where Luka poses the most problems. The main thing is we have to be quick to react. If we're a step slow, when they're in that set, he'll burn us. Back over to you, Brian.
Allie, thank you. Here's Verjao. Pass to Brown. And here's Howard. Okafor covering. And Indiana misses again.
And maybe they're a little too excited today. They need to settle down. They've opened up 1 for 4.
And here's Ingram from the arc. The Pacers pull it in.
That's exactly how you have to defend them on the perimeter. You can't allow any space.
Pass to Verjao. Now here's Brown. Over to the wing. Jennings passes to Howard. The rebound by Okafor.
Give the defense credit there. Normally, that's 2 points.
Barnes finds Gilgeous-Alexander. And here's Ingram outside. Oh, and a great assist by SGA. That one goes in. Ingram's got 5 points.
Ingram came into the league with an elongated shooting motion. They're working to tighten that thing up, and he's making some progress.
And so now a timeout called by Jamal Mosley. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. Pacers making a change here. And always interesting to look back at last season. These were the NBA's best transition teams. Second, the Raptors.
They would just push the ball at every opportunity, even when defenders had already gotten back.
Pacers trail by 3. Here's Jennings. And they call an illegal screen here.
Well, the league has put an emphasis to crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, you know, he might have gotten away with that a few years ago, but not anymore. No way. Now you've got to be stationary on those screens. No extra hips or elbows, or they'll call it.
Now here's Paul. Last game, he had 28 points. The 3. And again, Toronto with a triple.
We talk so much about the passing of Paul, but CP reminding us here, he can shoot it too, guys.
Exum outside. Pass to Jennings. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
This is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
Now here's Ingram. He's got 5. Count that bucket.
Sees his man, threads the pass inside. Excellent teamwork.
And he's going for the lob. It's stolen by Ingram. Brown against Barnes. Pass to Barrows. Outside Paul. Picked by Okafor. Just 5 on the clock. Paul passes to Barrows. Howard grabs the miss. Howard's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Baker. And here's Howard. His last outing, we saw him score 13. Exum attacking. Here's Baker. The shot that time not on target. Ooh, nice D from Okafor. 1:57 left in the opening quarter. Pass to Paul from outside the arc. Howard grabs the miss. Howard's got a rebound number 5 here tonight. Jennings passes to Exum. And here's Brown for 3. Rebound Toronto.
Hey, they had their chances, but they struggled from the line. It's so hard to win that way on someone else's floor.
Hey, knocking down free throws in a hostile environment is really about the battle of the mind.
Now here's Paul. Nice move. Outside for Ingram. Here's Okafor. That one's wide left. Pacers trail by 5. They're searching for a way to score.
Yeah, buckets have been very tough to come by.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Thank you, guys. Raptors head coach Darko Rajakovic wants his team to be very competitive on the defensive end. He said, quote, covering for each other, protecting the paint, taking away corner threes, and making a... Everybody's got to chip in. Back to you.
All for one. Allie, thanks for the report. Here's Barrows. Pass to Ingram. 34 seconds left in the first quarter. And again, Toronto, no good.
You can tell he's just a touch out of sync here, but he's battling, continuing to fight.
Here's Jennings. Kick out to Brown. To stop the drought, and he lays it in.
Boy, Ben Baker really is a problem for the defense when he's locked in. I mean, solid at hitting the glass and does a good job on the offensive boards.
Ingram on the wing. Over Howard. There's the horn. We've seen some good defense on both sides. The score still close. Toronto out in front. They're up by 3. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even on the scoreboard so far. You know, you take a look at the Raptors' performance here, guys. What are your thoughts?
Give it up for their D. They're battling, communicating, and coming up with key stops.
They've got them rattled. It's only the first quarter, and already they've made enough big plays on defense to last really an entire game.
We've got Lugens Dort, Brandon Ingram out there with Jakob Poeltl, and it's Hendricks in at the 4. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Here's West. No good on the 3. Raptors lead by 6. Here's Hendricks. Picked by Poeltl. Here's Barrows. No good on the triple. Well, Indiana shooting only 25% from the floor. Not great. Well, few descriptions more glowing than saying a player is clutch. What, in your opinion, Grant, enables a player to be that way?
You know, B.A., it's about confidence in command. When you're able to process and execute under the pressure, both internal and external, that's when you have a chance to be clutch.
And he drops the first. SGA's checked in for Dort. The Pacers also with a sub. Varejau's checked in. That misses, so he splits the free throws. Toronto leading by 5. Here's SGA, and slam dunk by Gilgeous-Alexander.
Woo! Defensively, you can't afford to let him get to the rim that easily.
Well, that might be why their deficit is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
Here's Ingram, and a slam dunk by Ingram.
Nobody is catching Ingram in the open floor. I mean, this guy is a speed merchant.
Outside, Brown. Mills finds Anderson. Here's the pick. The three. Rebound, Toronto.
And you never want to give a shooter like him a clean look.
Here's Hendricks. That one falls. Nice feed that time from Ingram. And it's an 11-point Raptor lead.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
Yeah, I love the fact he doesn't play the score. He just keeps coming, attack mode. He doesn't know how to step off the gas pedal.
And so now a timeout called by Jamal Mosley. He's going to take a moment to give him a breather and talk things over. Making a change here. Barnes is checked in, and the Pacers making a change here. Here's West. He's guarded by Barnes. Pass to West, back to Brown, just 5 to shoot. Here's Jennings. And once again, off the mark by Indiana. Ingram on the wing. Second quarter play, almost 3 minutes gone here. Outside for Gilgeous-Alexander. Off target with the three. Pacers trail by 11. Pass to West. Here's Jennings. Let's go with a three. Buries it. He's 2 for 4 in this game.
Excellent job from Jennings to feel separation from his defender prior to the ball getting to him. And his instincts on offense, really, really special.
Hendricks tried to answer back, but that three is off the mark. The Pacers have gotten only 1 of 4 shots to go in. Pass to Oakley. Up top, Brown, covered by Ingram. Brown passes to Jennings. From behind the arc, another three for Indiana.
I love how West sizes these shots up. Fantastic capitalizing off the catch there.
And one guy you can neither speed up nor slow down. That's Luka Doncic, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., he completely dictates the pace. From the opening tip till the final buzzer, he can control the game.
Timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy. for Toronto. Let's have a look at the early favorites to compete in this year's three-point contest. Many of the top shooters in the league.
Most of these guys are going to collect a ton of votes. And if this is who makes the final cut, then it's going to be a year to remember.
He's going to need to move up this list big time to be part of the three-point contest. But he's got a shot.
Maybe, especially if he can get hot from beyond the arc. And he certainly has the ability to do so.
And this year's contest is really shaping up to be one to remember. Plenty of dead-eye shooters on that list so far.
And lots of guys have a three-point shot now. But this list is really the cream of the crop when it comes to putting up long-range bombs.
Now here's Exum. He's scoreless. From the arc. Pirtle grabs a miss.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
Outside for SGA. Pirtle in the post. Comes up empty from 8 feet. Pacers trail by 5. Pass to West. Here's Jennings. Parashal passes to Exum. And the three off target.
He was wide open. That missed clearly on him.
Outside Barnes. Outside SGA. Back to Barnes. Launches it from deep. And the rebound goes to the Pacers. They come into this one having outplayed the Thunder in their last game.
In that one, the other team could not keep up with them offensively. They were prolific.
Yeah, you know, you can't allow them to get into a rhythm on offense. Once that happens, then you're in trouble. One of his specialties on display there, a nifty lead pass.
1:33 left to play in the first half. Outside Paul. They still need this. And again, Toronto, no good.
His offensive output just isn't there tonight, but his teammates have found a way to pick up the slack.
Pass to Varejao. Here's West. He's guarded by Barnes. Here's Jennings. Second chance shot. Nice D from Paul. And so Paul will bring it up for Toronto. They've led by as many as 11. And here's Pirtle. Down low. Here's SGA. And slam dunk by Gilgeous-Alexander.
The skill level of Pirtle, admirable. So good at getting the ball over to the open teammate.
Here's Jennings. 6 points for him. He shoots. And the jumper is good. Jennings has got 5 points now in the quarter.
Boy, he is fundamentally sound. Tough cover.
Pass to Hendricks. 4-3. He's off on that one. Here's Jennings. He's guarded by Paul. Exum outside. Three-pointer. No good that time. And we're through the first half of play here in what's been a good one. Toronto out in front, up 3. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow on 2K Sports.
Hello, folks. Still a ways off from All-Star Weekend, but let's first check in on who's in the running for this year's three-point contest. And just for a moment here, I was wondering, if you guys were playing in the league today, which current player would you most like to team up with?
That's tough, Ernie, but I got to pick Wemby. Playing alongside of him, that's just going to be too good to pass up.
Well, I'll tell you what, May 19th, I'm teaming up with the Ant-Man. 1-2 punch, baby.
Very interesting. And how about we dig into that first half we just saw? The Pacers are in a close contest.
The bench has stepped up to where I could see a couple of those guys closing out this game.
Yeah, we'll see how the second half goes, but they may have earned that right, given the way they came in and changed things.
Glad you could join us. Ryan Anderson and crew are ready to take it away for the start of the third quarter.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple of quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Boy, this has been one outstanding game from Brandon Ingram.
Yeah, they've done an amazing job of creating room to operate for him, and then, of course, executed.
And you know what? It helped that they had a few guys with very hot hands on the perimeter, too.
Raptors lead by 3. Here's who Jamal Mosley is starting the second half with. We've got Dwight Howard. Jaylen Brown is out there with Dante Exum. And it's Varejao in at the 4 spot.
Yeah, no, he usually makes you pay from that range.
Here's Jennings. He's guarded by Paul. Back to Exum. Clock at 6. Over SGA. Good D by SGA.
Oh, man, he can't get anything to fall. You can feel his frustration.
And he's got to find other ways to contribute then because his shot making is not happening right now.
And that one's good. Ingram.
And we continue to watch the rise of Ingram. He just keeps adding to his offensive repertoire.
Boy, they need something to go to regain some confidence.
No question. Way too many empty possessions for them.
Now here's Exum. Still without a bucket. Pass to Jennings. Hits the trifecta.
Outstanding range from the point guard Jennings. He's a terrific shooter from long range.
Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Now Paul. Outside Gilgeous-Alexander. Puts up a deep 3. Kept alive. Pass to Barnes. Barnes from point-blank range.
Inside is where Barnes is most effective, taking point-blank shots.
Jennings passes to Exum. Here's Jennings. Pulls up on the wing. And it's good. Off the back of the rim and in. Jennings has got 13.
And his fantastic performance from the last game has carried over to tonight.
And you know, that's how it goes with him. I mean, his hot streaks, guys, don't last minutes. They last days.
And so now a timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. I think right now he might be looking at some adjustments. And checking the 2K leaderboard. These teams led the league in three-point percentage last year. 5th, the Raptors.
You know, a solid three-point game can be the cornerstone of an effective offense. I mean, it adds a little pop and punch to what a team is doing offensively. And last year, this team was not made up of just good three-point shooters. They had great three-point shooters.
Now here's SGA. Outside Ingram. Right side Paul. Lets a floater go. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
Tell you what, drawing fouls is a bit of a skill, and it's one that Paul excels at.
He's getting his first free throw attempts of the night now. That's good from Paul.
If you're a head coach, you love having a guy like Chris Paul around. He's a coach on the floor for you and helps keep everyone accountable.
Ball hits them both. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Pass to Jennings. The three is up. Rebound, Toronto.
That's exactly how you have to defend them on the perimeter. Can't allow any space.
Paul passes to Barnes. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. Jaylen Brown picks one up.
I like watching Barnes challenge defenses like this, earning these calls in the process.
Taking 2 shots.
First free throw is good. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Howard. And it's Howard finishing it off.
To me, this is Howard's specialty. This is his bread and butter thing here. We all know this guy loves to throw it down whenever he can. He's pretty good at it.
Now here's Ingram. He's got 13. Here's a 3 from Paul. And the rebound goes to the Pacers. Howard's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Pass to Exum. Here's Jennings. There's a screen for 3. Rebounded by Ingram. Now here's Paul. Here's the 3. The Pacers pull it in. Howard's got 9 rebounds in the game. Boy, he's getting it done. Jennings passes to Exum. It's a nice passing by Indiana here. Six to shoot. Pass to Jennings. From downtown. Barnes with the rebound. Toronto leading by 5. Outside Paul. Launches a 3. That won't go either for Paul.
It's clear he's totally out of sync. The team needs to rethink its strategy around what to do with him.
As we see more of Brown's game, the expectation is for him to work on his playmaking. That's a good sign right there.
And so now a timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. Coach probably just checking to make sure everybody's on the same page here. Pacers making a change here. Mills is checked in. All right, now let's have a look at who was really dominating the boards last season. 5th, Dwight Howard.
Simply put, he was terrific down low last year, owning the glass.
Ingram, the pass to Barros. Here's Paul. Now here's Okafor. Tight defense on him. Down to 5 on the shot clock. To end the drought. Howard grabs the miss. Howard's got the glass covered here tonight. That's 11 boards for him. And here's Brown for 3. The rebound by Okafor. Okafor's got 9 rebounds in the game. Boy, he's getting it done. Pass to Paul. There's the 3. And the rebound goes to the Pacers.
He is just so deadly from out there. You expect that to fall.
Exum passes to Jennings. That one's good. This game is all even. Jennings has got 16 points now.
He's putting on a commanding performance here. He's hit 2 3-pointers in each half now.
Pass to Ingram. Releases. Buckets. He's now 6 of 10 from the field.
It's been a good night for him overall and a good night for this team.
Exum passes to Jennings. Howard with a screen on Paul. Back to Exum. And here's Mills for 3. Oh, almost had a 4-point play right there. But he'll go to the line with a chance for 3.
Hey, nice work attracting the foul from deep. He'll shoot 3.
You have to avoid fouls like that. As a defender, challenge the 3-point shooter, but run by him, not into him.
3 shots. 3 shots.
And he's good on the first of 3. Some changes for Toronto. Pirtle's checked in for Okafor. Hendricks comes in for Barnes. And it's Lou Dort in for Chris Paul. Ties it up, and his next one could give him the lead. They lead as the free throw drops in for him.
He's a big guy with a soft stroke from the charity stripe. You love to see that.
Pirtle with a screen on Brown. And that one's good. Ingram. Ingram's got 7 points for the quarter. The Pacers have gotten 5 of 10 shots to go. Here's West. Dort defending. 20 seconds left in the third quarter here. Here's Baker. That shot, no good. Pirtle with some nice D. Brown with the steal. Here's Anderson. Oh, rejected by Pirtle. We're at the end of the third quarter, and we've still got a close one. It's the Raptors. They're up by 1. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Just a selfless decision from your 2-guard, showing his ability to get his teammates good looks.
Yeah, and as a 2-guard, he's typically not a reluctant shooter, so it's really nice to see him orchestrating for a teammate instead.
We've reached the fourth quarter in what has been a very competitive game. Should be an exciting finish. We've got Barnes. Isaiah Hartenstein is out there with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And it's Hendricks in at power forward. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. And Varejao gets it to go.
And you want him taking good shots at this point in the game. And that one was easy.
Well, you don't want to give him any open shots at this stage. Never mind a layup. Come on now. My goodness.
Now here's Barnes. 6 on the shot clock. From 7. Rebounded by Johnson. Indiana leading. Pass to Jennings. Back to Johnson. Here's Verjao. And the layup is good off the glass.
In crunch time, trying to get the foul, the bucket, or both.
Outside Gilgeous-Alexander. Pass to Barnes. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen is the call. And the upcoming schedule for Indiana. On Thursday, they'll head home to take on the Utah Jazz. And then Friday...
And looking at the Cavaliers matchup, that'll be game number 10 for them. Starting to get into the full swing of things should be a fun one.
Jakob Poeltl, he's checked in for Hartenstein. Pacers leading by 3. About a minute and a half through the fourth quarter now. Pass to Baker. Outside Johnson. They set the pick. Here's Baker. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation there on the defense. And a moment to check out the scoring breakdown for the Pacers.
Well, I think they've been lethal from beyond the arc this game, no doubt about it. Hard to defend such spot-on shooting.
And you have to talk about the passing, too. I mean, the ball has been zipping around on the offense, and they've kept the extra pass mentality the whole way.
And he shows the focus there. Nails the tee.
What impresses you about Doug West is how efficient and smart he is as a basketball player, especially on offense where he's really committed to taking high-percentage shots.
Toronto making a switch here. Jackson is checked in. Here's West. Pass to Verjao. Johnson for 3. Rebound by the Raptors. Poeltl's got rebound number 7 tonight. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth here. Barrels' shot is off.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
Johnson for 3. Sends it home from three-point land. Johnson's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Raptors trail by 7. And timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. He was quite emphatic, demanding the timeout, clearly wanting to address strategy with his team.
If you see yourself on the big screen, then you know what to do. Set your move. 14 on 2. You must have left your dancing shoes at home. Buckets on 2.
To hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
I was able to listen in on what Darko Rajakovic was going over with his team. Coach wanted to see more urgency when it came to closing out on shooters. He said, quote, right now we're jogging at them on the perimeter. It needs to be a sprint to run them off the line. We'll see if the guys have it in them.
And Allie, thank you for that. Fourth quarter of play. We're about 2.5 minutes through it now. Pass to Ingram. And here's Paul to halt the run. That one's good on the sweet setup by Ingram. Ingram's got 3 assists tonight.
1 this half, 2 for the game. Staying active from beyond the arc.
Now here's Howard. Now here's Brown. Covered by Ingram. Pass to Anderson. 5 on the clock. Paul with it. Guarded now by Anderson. Back to Paul. Lets the 3 fly. Indiana with a rebound.
No matter what he's tried, it hasn't worked. Unfortunately, the team is suffering from that.
Now here is Howard. Now Brown. He's guarded by Paul. Oh, Jaylen Brown. A strong finish.
Brown's a bigger guard. Now, he's kind of a hybrid 2-3. He can do damage in the paint for sure, and his shooting touch is getting better on the perimeter.
And here's Ingram outside. Oh, that's his 8th make of the game. He's only missed 4 so far.
Ingram, no stranger to having to bury big shots. Looking like a proven veteran right there.
Howard, the pass to Brown. And we've got a timeout from Jamal Mosley. He wants their game plan to be crystal clear at this point.
Jalen Brown at the line for 2. Timeout charge to the Pacers.
Raptors making a switch here. Barnes is checked in. Indiana making a switch here.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw good. Brown.
Becoming a star before our eyes. Brown's work ethic and desire to be great has transformed him into an elite talent.
And both free throws good for Brown.
And they've been so much more aggressive drawing the whistle here in the second half.
And guys, I think it's exactly the right thing to do with the lead. Keep going at defenders and find a way to get yourself to the line.
Now Paul fires the 3. Oh, it's off.
Hey, I have no idea why he's still shooting threes. He's got to find another way to be productive.
Not the tallest center in the league. He more than makes up for it with those crazy hops.
Raptors trail by 7. Here's Ingram. Oh, a gorgeous feed. He hammered it down.
You want Ingram to take over in these situations, and he does just that when his number is called.
Howard with a screen on Paul. Stolen by Okafor. Paul with it. Oh, he dropped it straight in.
You know that CP3 has always got his head up. I mean, he's always eager to find the open guy.
Here's Jennings. He's guarded by Paul. Now, here's Howard. Okafor covering. He shoots. Oh, he dropped in a sweet J.
And, you know, I think this is exactly what you want Howard to do. I mean, when somebody's open, show that you're willing to give the ball up.
Now here's Paul. Not a lot of room. Yes, sir! Count it!
Tell you what, it's pretty obvious why CP3 is the man they rely on in these big moments. And he's courageous, fearless, and productive.
Here's Jennings. Howard with a screen on Paul. He got a piece of it. It's stolen by Howard. With the drive. Here's Jennings. He's guarded by Paul. Tipped. goes out of bounds. Last touch by Paul.
He clipped the ball there, but not enough to nab the steal.
Clearly a careless pass. He got away with one there.
It's a three-point game. 6 to shoot. And I think we'll see him milk the clock a bit.
Yeah, seems like the heady move right now.
You know, Chris Paul is a first-rate on-the-ball defender. You rarely get a clean shot off on him.
Now here's Paul.
Great to see guys who don't back down under pressure.
Cool, calm, collected, and confident in the biggest moment of the game.
Yes.
And an intentional foul right there. And now we've got an intentional foul.
Chris Paul, second personal foul. 13 fouls. At the line for the Pacers, Jennings, 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And no good, as the first free throw misses. We'll see if he can hit the second. So he comes up empty, missing both. And they're set to take control of this game.
It's crucial that they convert here.
It's good.
This is the red-hot version of Chris Paul right there.
And we've got a timeout from Jamal Mosley. Critical moment here. He's not taking any chances. How do you think this is going to play out?
It's always interesting to see what play a coach has saved for a situation like this.
And we call those ATOs, or plays run after a timeout. They often make the difference in a game.
Jennings. He's guarded by Paul. Releases. Nails it. And Darko Rajakovic has called a timeout. The pressure is on. And he's got a plan to share with his guys. Obviously not a lot of time to work with. What do you guys think we're going to see?
And this is what it's all about. This shot could win the game. Not much time left, but they have just enough to execute a play.
Gilgeous-Alexander fires. Misses the three. And so the big win by Indiana in a tight game. With the late victory, they upset plenty of these hometown fans.
They really should take this win to heart. When the pressure was on, they stepped up and worked twice as hard to overcome it.
All right, let's send it down to Allie LaForce, who's with our player of the game.
Thanks so much. I'm here with Luka. And Luka, you got a tough win tonight. What are your initial thoughts on the performance?
You know, we got to win against a team that is very competitive. You know, they go hard no matter what. You know, they're a great team. And, you know, I'm just glad we got to win. And we got to keep going like that.
Victory tastes a little sweeter against an opponent like that. Thanks, Luka.
All right, Allie, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Allie LaForce, Clark Kellogg, and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson saying thank you for watching the NBA, brought to you by 2K Sports. And time now to present our player of the game.